Welcome back to the Weekly Driver podcast. My name is James Rea. I'm an automotive columnist for Bay Area News Group, and I publish the website, TheWeeklyDriver.com. My colleague and close friend is Bruce Aldrich, and today we have on a repeat guest. We were fascinated by his show last time around we spoke with him, and it's David Ankin from Toymakerz, and he's got a very popular television program where he takes vehicles and he makes more special vehicles out of them. The last show of the season is coming up this weekend, and we're going to talk to David about that. So, David, welcome back to our podcast, and how are you, sir?
Man, thank you guys so very much. You know what? It's absolutely great down here. Weather is beautiful, and really excited to get the last episode done so I can bring the car in public. It's killing me to hide the car so much.
Gotcha. Could you tell us about, since it's this weekend, I believe, can you tell us about your special guests that you have and what that was about?
Dean Cain, he played Superman. Everybody knows him best as Superman, but he's done all kinds of stuff. He's a guest host on Good Morning America. But, as I grew up, I did some stunt work for Batman back in the day.
Yes.
And so he was playing Superman. And Dean Cain, his son happens. I believe his son's going to start going to school up here. He's just a great, great man. He's a good father. And so I had an opportunity. I'll give you some insight nobody knows about Dean Cain and I.
Go for it.
4 or 5 years ago, we were put together to actually have a show together, the two of us, and be, me be the car guy and him be the wannabe, get into being a gearhead. And of course, typical TV stuff didn't pan out. So when I had the opportunity to get him on my show this year, I didn't even hesitate. He's a great guy, and I love his insights, and so he's on the show this year. It's absolutely amazing, with a spectacular ending that nobody's going to see coming.
Okay, so can we talk a little bit about? Can you break news on any part of the final episode? And of course, keep your secrets.
No, I will. I'll keep the big secrets. But honestly, like I said, Dean Cain and I were slated a couple years ago to try to do a show together, and it didn't pan out. This year, I had an opportunity. The car I built for this episode truly designed to give a ride to the fans. So, I built a car that has got containment seats, 5-point seat belts. You got safety bars everywhere that you can grab and hold on to. But the car is a supercharged car with zooming, so it's truly brutal to your chest, and your chest caves in. It's loud, it's obnoxious, it's angry. The car breathes fire. Your eyes want to water when you start the car because it runs on E85R. So it gives the fan a true experience of being in something that you never in your life would ever crawl into as a general car guy. I mean, it's big horsepower, brutal fast, and designed to do nothing but go sideways. It's not designed to go straight.
Gotcha.
Where would you give rides at a fairground or something, or is it dirt or a pavement car?
No, it's a pavement car. So, in the big scheme of things, we do a bunch of shows. Matter of fact, I'm leaving first thing in the morning to do the Good Guys show. So when you show up at a big event where there's tens of thousands of people or even hundreds of thousands of people, they always have different arenas set up. You've got a drag strip set up or an obstacle course set up or, something. So I tend to be out there driving all the time, doesn't matter what it is. So I built a car that will live in all them worlds. And I can put a food in the car and make the fans safe at a ridiculous car. This car's an assault on your senses.
David, I remember when we first spoke a few months back that you had some hesitancy about taking on this project, and obviously it's worked out great. Could you discuss your thoughts on this season as a whole and your comfort, that's on the show that's very apparent, and your thoughts on kind of coming around to it, if you will?
Yeah, if I think about anything too long, I don't like to overthink anything. I just don't like that.
Yes.
So When you come into this, I come into it, both feet planted, know what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. But there's always, like the car that we're talking about now, nobody in their right mind would do this. I mean, I did it out of a car that is really old school, classic. It's what I think a hot rod is. And then to go so far over the top and design it to put a passenger in it, deliberately to give rides is crazy. And then 44 inches of tire, then 500 horsepower more than most people use in a car like this. We got 1,300 horsepower, so it's a lot. But the whole season is that way. Whether it's Dean Keene or Richard Petty in the first episode, or Sarah Edwards, which is she drives jet cars at 300 miles an hour.
Yes.
It's a ball. I had monster trucks on the show this year, and I got taught a lesson this year. I truly got taught a lesson. I don't fear anything in my world. I can drive anything on the planet. I climbed in a little monster truck, a big monster truck,
Yes.
and it runs the same horsepower that my street cars run. My street cars are 2,000 pounds. This is 12,000 pounds. So my mindset said, well, it's 12,000 pounds. This thing's going to be a turd. I mean, think about it. 12, but you can't move that much weight.
Yes.
I was mistaken. Holy cow. Holy cow. It was beyond incredible. I live a blessed life, a fortunate life, and I'm surrounded by the most amazing team and people on the planet.
I saw a picture of that monster truck. It was a nice looking rig.
Yeah. The
Monster Jam does it right. They really do it right.
Where did you get your driving background? By trial and error? Or did you go to any racing schools, or did you race, or what's your background?
Yeah, I raced for years, and that was just about everything. I started in go-karts and motorcycles, and it really grew into superbikes. I used to race open superbikes, the 200-mile-an-hour bikes go around corners all the time, the crotch rockets. But dabbled with everything over the years, and as you start doing stunt stuff and playing with stuff, you catch yourself in anything. So, and 9 times out of 10, especially as you do theme parks, like I did a lot of theme parks as a kid, you run the same vehicle every day all summer. So by the end of the season, the vehicle was all beat up. So you had to learn how to drive.
We a few weeks back, we talked to a young guy from South Africa who was an endurance 8-hour. He's been Sebring a couple of times, 24 hours of Daytona, and now I guess his specialty is some of the 8 and 12-hour.
Was that GT3? I think
GT3, and so
international.
I think he was 21 or 22 years old, and he's been to like 50 countries already. So he's doing his thing in a whole other kind of automobile. So he's having. Obviously, he's very skilled in a different area with the endurance racing.
Listen, the GT3s are bad mamma jams. I mean, they're bad.
Yes.
And I did a lot of endurance racing. The reason I did endurance racing, though, I could go out and do an 8-hour endurance race on a track I didn't know. So we were doing an endurance race on Saturday.
Yes.
To just get used to the track. And then I raced sprint racing. So then I could show up on Sunday and have to do a 12-lap race. I could ride 80% in the endurance race,
yes,
get comfortable with the track and where my braking points and acceleration points were. And then when I had to do a 12-lap race on Sunday, it was a no-brainer.
Yes.
And you go out there, and it helped you stay in shape. It was amazing.
To cover some of the business part of this, the final episode of this season will be broadcast, I think, for the first time on Sunday night, if that's correct. And then the program will go... Sunday morning. Sunday morning. I beg your
Sunday morning. Yep.
That's right. I beg your pardon. Yeah. And then you'll go into quite an extended length of reruns on all the different episodes for the season, if that's correct. And then can you reveal any of what's going to happen next season?
I can. I'm already working on them. Matter of fact, I'm in a mad rush now to get back to the shop. I just had some stuff delivered. My season finale car for next year, I'm working feverishly on it, is a 3,000 horsepower twin turbo truly a true 3,000 horsepower street car for the street. And when I tell you we made every inch of the car, and I mean every inch of the car, from the window to the hand-laid body to the chassis, Mickey Thompson really stepped it up with some real trick tires. I mean, everything about the car is insane on every level. It makes everything I've ever done in the past look. I'm really in trouble for season 5. I don't know what I'm going to do for the following. This next year, I think this year's stupid. Next year is going to be a different level of stupid, and then I'm in trouble after that. I don't know what I'm going to have to build a flying motorcycle or something. I don't
Gotcha.
know.
The last time we talked to you, David, you said you had something in the works, electric powered. Is that a secret, or are you still doing it?
That's no secret. I've been very candid. Everybody says it won't work, but I promise you, next season you will see an electric-powered toy from Toymakerz, and that's in the works. Next season, I probably have 4 vehicles that are so insane. Instead of doing one really killer vehicle, I have like 4 next year that are right over the top. One going to be electric. We're just really, our skill set and the team that I've surrounded myself with is better and better every day.
Do you have any 4-wheel drive vehicles? I think all the ones I've seen have been 2-wheel drive.
We did one in season 1 or 2.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I happen to be in a brand new Dodge 2500 right now. I have the very first Dodge 2500 from Dodge, Cummins diesel, 4-wheel drive, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, and I haven't even touched it yet. Brand new, first one in the country. And I'm sitting here as it is the most amazing vehicle on the planet as far as a tow vehicle, but I can't leave it a tow vehicle. I got to do something with it.
You have a lot of knowledge and friends in various industries. Are you going to have some special guests on next season who you can reveal their names?
Not yet, but I will tell you this. You're exactly right. We're talking to some people that I would, of course, everybody reaches out and wants to do things. I'm really trying to stay true to who and what we are. I have a lot of friends in this industry.
Yes.
So absolutely, we're going to have some people, and I'm still having people reach out that I'm in awe that they've reached out even. So a lot of neat things coming for next year. Truly, I think every year for the next 5 or 6 years is just going to be a step above, and I can't believe it's happening.
Or more and more stupid, as you say.
You're more and more stupid.
That's great. That's what we want.
It's truly a different level of stupid. We're a bunch of misfits, I promise you. We love what we do, and it's just, I don't want to grow up. I just don't want to grow up. The team of people, my business partner, my director's an 11-time Emmy winner. We all care. You know what I mean? It's like my camera guys are crazy good at what they do. My sound guys love what they do. I mean, come on. Who would ever thought I'd been here? I mean, it's amazing.
Now, when you speaking of misfits and stupid, and this is all again with an endearment, speaking with an endearment of it. What kind of public reaction has that changed for you? And do you go left, you go right? There's people bombarding you everywhere. What is your take on the public's reaction when you meet all kinds of people from all different worlds? I'm sure. I
do. I love it when I get a whole bunch of inboxes or emails and I can't read them even when I hit the translate button. But 98% of the people are amazing. I mean,
yes.
Absolutely. And then there's always somebody that sits there and tells me they don't like my hair gel or my nose is too big. Or if you sat on my hand. In the first year, I'm telling you, it devastated.
Yes.
It really devastated me. It's like, well, why would you be hating on me? I just love what I do. But, that's really toned way down. It's amazing. Most people come up and I truly believe that we're all toy makers. I truly believe that with all my heart. We're all toy makers. So I love to see other people's toys, what they did, why they did it, how they did it. And the more I'm out in the public and they actually get to show me their car or their bike or their truck. It's amazing to watch the response. It's amazing to me.
What's a major source of your inspiration? I mean, I guess you could look at old Hot Wheels cars and get some ideas. Where do you think your ideas come? Just, who knows, out of your head?
That's exactly right. Growing up, I always call it my poster on the wall. I've told the story a million times. I had a Lamborghini Countach with Farrah Fawcett, and I wanted that car and I wanted Farrah Fawcett, okay? Couldn't afford the car, and you certainly can't land Farrah Fawcett.
I was going to say.
So I had to learn how to build the car, and that lands you my version of a Farrah Fawcett. So, honestly, the inspiration came as a kid. We didn't have money. We worked very hard. To this day, I work very hard at everything I do. You look at a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox or a drawing or a good rat fink drawing back in the day or a Revell model. It didn't matter what it was. I said, man, I could build this. And nobody did, because most of the models weren't a real functioning thing. It was an idea. And my mind was, man, I could take that, and I got a warped mind. It bothers me when I watch a movie and everything's CG. And you didn't have to do that in CG. We could have done that. There's no reason you can't do that trick or have that car. You just have to think outside the box to get there.
The Weekly Driver podcast gets support from AmericanTrucks.com. Visit www.americantrucks.com.
Is there much thought of a budget when you have some dream car you're building up? I could do this, but that costs too much. Let's do it this way. Or is cost?
Absolutely not. If I think about it, I will never build it. Matter of fact, people ask me all the time how much I have in something. I will never calculate it. If I calculate it, I'll never build another one. Or if I ever add up my hours, I've got a couple cars that I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in. That how do you can't calculate that? At $125 an hour, you don't make money. So. Or parts, or you just can't. So to me, no, absolutely not. What it really comes down to is what I don't know. I got to reach into my toolbox and find somebody that understands it and can make me understand it so I can build it. It really comes down to a warped sense of my mind and says, look, it can be done. It's just a matter of time. Time and money always comes. I mean, if you work hard, you'll have the money. You might not be able to do it in a day, but if I build a car over 2 years, I don't realize that money's gone.
Yes, considering what you do and the machines that you build, can you take any satisfaction from being with a friend who's got a regular car and you're driving somewhere in a Lexus or some other, even if it's a higher end car, a Bentley or a Rolls, can you take satisfaction from just being in in quotes, a traditional car?
Absolutely. I mean, I truly, because, think about it. That's the whole goal of doing what I do is for me, it's having somebody like that. 'Cause I admire, I love the Pagani. The Pagani is absolutely beautiful. There's a few cars out there that are absolutely insane. I like the new Toyota Supra that they just did. I like the Audi R8. I'm not, I do, but I try to, if I get that guy to like my car and realize when he gets in it, it drives as good, just a whole bunch neater and faster. It's, I don't have the rules and regulations that everybody else does.
Yes.
They got to worry about airbags and rollover protection, even though we do worry about that. We don't have to worry. They're 4,000 pounds and I'm 2,000 pounds. I can make mine blistering fast. But I promise you, the suspension is very impressive. The self-tuning of stuff and ride leveling, all that stuff is amazing on the new cars. The technology is amazing on the new cars. And I look at it and figure, how can I adapt some of that into my world? And it's just, I say it every day. The technology today has come so far in my world. It's so far. it's hard to keep up, to be honest.
Great.
You've got some pretty neat road cars with fancy suspension, high horsepower, sort of, I don't know what you call them, like a formula car type things. Who is the suspension tech guy on that? The seat of your pants, or I mean, there's no electronics.
No, well, yeah, that is the real trick. Nowadays, you can go buy a 1,000 horsepower car right off the showroom floor, okay? And the electronics in the car make it drivable. If you get in trouble, the brakes save you.
Right.
If you get in the throttle too hard, traction control saves you. My cars don't do that. So you better be able to drive. Now, in saying that, for season 4, I've actually adapted a bunch of that stuff into my season finale car, because you can't run 3,000 horsepower on the street without some electronics. You'll get hurt. You just can't. Your right foot isn't that fast. So, taking today's technology and finding the people like Davis Technologies has really got involved with me for season 4, which is next year. And Shannon Davis is a genius. He can take 3,000 horsepower, and I will put it on the street, and I will drive it with the front wheels in the air. And I'm telling you, the electronics today are amazing. So, yes, all that stuff is integrated in the real fast stuff. And the stuff, I still am that guy that I like to. If I'm going to have an 800 horsepower Mustang, or Camaro, I want to take all the electronics off so it's fun for me to drive. You can slide it around,
Sure.
own it and play with it. So I usually take the button and turn it off. Traction control is the first thing I do when I get in the car. Turn the traction control on.
You didn't quite say it, but it almost sounded like you said too much horsepower. I mean, I didn't think that was in your vocabulary or in your mind.
There's no such thing as too much horsepower. I actually was asked that question just recently in an interview. She goes, I need to know when too much is enough, and when it's too fast, or too much horse. I said, ma'am, I didn't hear you or understand. Can you rephrase the question? It's a matter of making it safe, reliable, being able to stop, being able to do what you need to do with that horsepower. There's never, that's like saying you got too hot of a wife or too hot of a girlfriend or you're making too much money.
Doesn't happen.
There is no such thing.
That's
it
right.
Doesn't happen.
That's right.
Oh, your girlfriend's way too hot. I'm going to dump her. Let's get an ugly one. It doesn't work.
Hey, with that kind of sense of humor and fun way to end it, we might as well end it on that. Too hot and too fast is not feasible. Too much
stupid.
horsepower is not feasible. So we'll strive for all of those good things, whatever that means in all of our respective lives. We're all doing pretty well in those worlds, I'm pretty sure. So thanks again for being our guest. We look forward to the final episode this Sunday morning on help us, it's a dual network again. So go over that with us one more time.
It's Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on the History Channel, and then the following Saturday night on FYI at 10 p.m.
That's right.
And then reruns will be all over the place. We're all over YouTube. We're all over social media with Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And I encourage people with toys. Listen, this year I took a lot of fans and put them on the show. They submitted their rides to our website, and I picked them for the show. So they made the show. I got 3 episodes with fans in 3 different episodes.
That's great.
I love that.
That's great.
I love that.
David, thank you again for being our guest. Thanks for your enthusiasm and what you do. And we look forward to this weekend, and we look forward to season 4 with some of the things that you've explained and the surprise at the end. We really look forward to that. So thanks again for being our guest. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so very much for having me. We'll talk soon.
Okay,
right.
Cheers. Bye-bye. The Weekly Driver podcast gets support from AmericanMuscle.com, your late model Mustang and F-150 authority, bringing you the hottest products and top-notch customer service for over a decade. No one makes it easier to modify your ride. Visit AmericanMuscle.com today